The sun glinted off the crystal-clear water of my new pool, a shimmering beacon of everything I'd worked for. After 15 years of grueling 16-hour days in construction, I, Michael Harris, had built my dreamless stunning backyard oasis on Maple Lane. The Infinity Edge pool, surrounded by natural stone decking and lush landscaping, had cost me $40,000, every cent earned through sweat and sacrifice. I'd skipped dinners out, worn threadbare clothes, and saved for 3 years to make this happen. But as I floated in the warm water that Saturday morning, I had no idea my peaceful swim was about to ignite a neighborhood war that would test my resolve, expose ugly truths, and change lives forever. The pool was my pride and joy, complete with underwater LED lights, built-in jets for lap swimming, and a heating system for year-round use. My neighbors had watched the month-long construction with curiosity, most offering compliments on the craftsmanship. But one neighbor, Evelyn Carter, a woman in her late 60s with a sharp tongue and a permanent frown, seemed to resent every shovel of dirt. From her kitchen window, she'd glare through the blinds, her disapproval growing with each passing day. Her son, Brandon, a 20-year-old who lived in her basement and had never worked a day in his life, was worse. His heavy frame, clad in the same sagging shorts, would shuffle outside to grab food deliveries, his eyes lingering on my pool with a hunger that set my nerves on edge. That morning, as I swam laps, the water's gentle current soothing my aching muscles, I noticed Evelyn's silhouette through the fence, gesturing wildly. Her voice carried, sharp and agitated, though I couldn't make out the words. I tried to focus on the moment, my first real swim in the completed pool, but a prickling instinct told me trouble was brewing. I'd grown up in a tough neighborhood, where you learned to trust your gut, and mine was screaming that something was wrong. The first sign of trouble came as a shadow fell across the water. I opened my eyes to find Evelyn standing on my pool deck, hands on her hips, her wide-brimmed hat casting a stern shadow. She'd somehow entered my yard without permission, the gate latch forced open. Behind her stood Brandon, a beach towel slung over his shoulder, looking like he owned the place. "Excuse me," I said, standing in the chest-deep water, my voice steady from years of dealing with difficult contractors. "This is private property. You can't just walk into my yard." Evelyn's face tightened. "Don't you take that tone with me, young man. I've lived here 12 years, and I know what's appropriate." Brandon stepped forward, his entitled smirk making my blood boil. "Look, man, I just want to swim. You've got this huge pool all to yourself. My mom says it's not fair. I need exercise and me joints hurt, and swimming's the only thing that helps." I crossed my arms, the water rippling around me. "This is my pool, built with my money. Your health isn't my responsibility. You both need to leave, or I'm calling the police." Evelyn's voice rose to a shriek. "My son's been watching you swim every day for 2 weeks. You're selfish, hoarding this pool when he's suffering." The audacity left me speechless. I'd worked my hands raw for this, and they thought they could claim it? Brandon nodded, eyeing the water like it was his birthright. "Come on, man, don't be a jerk. You can swim anytime. I'm stuck next door with nothing." Evelyn's tone turned venomous. "I know your type. You move into nice neighborhoods and cause problems. This isn't how we do things around here." The racial undertone hit like a punch. I'd faced prejudice before, but hearing it while they stood on my property, demanding my pool, was infuriating. "Mrs. Carter," I said, my voice low and controlled, "you have 30 seconds to leave, or I'm calling the cops. And if you call me your type again, we'll have a bigger problem." Brandon, undeterred, sat on the pool's edge, dangling his feet in the water. "I'm getting in whether you like it or not. Mom says the laws on our side medical needs mean shared access." The absurdity almost made me laugh, but their delusion was dangerous. Evelyn nodded, egging him on. "That's right, honey. He's selfish, flaunting his wealth while you suffer." I pulled out my phone and started recording. "You're trespassing and damaging my property. I don't care about your so-called medical needs. Leave now." Evelyn's demeanor shifted when she saw the phone. "You can't record me. That's illegal," she screeched. "On my property, I can record whatever I want," I shot back. "And you're already filming me, so spare me the hypocrisy." Brandon's confidence wavered. "Mom, maybe we should go." But Evelyn doubled down. "No, he's bullying us. This is America, I have rights. My son needs this pool." When Brandon started lowering himself into the water, I moved closer. Get out of my pool. Now. Evelyn stepped between us, still recording. Are you threatening my son? The police will see what kind of man you are. I'm protecting my property from trespassers, I said, my voice unwavering. There's a difference, and the police will see it clearly. Evelyn's next move was desperate. She grabbed a decorative stone from my landscaping and held it over the pool. If you won't let Brandon swim, nobody will. I'll smash this into your precious pool. The threat to destroy what I'd worked so hard for snapped something in me. Put that stone down, I commanded. If you damage my pool, you'll pay for every cent of repairs. Brandon tugged at her arm. Mom, stop. We're going to get arrested. But Evelyn was beyond reason. I dialed 911, keeping my eyes on the stone. I have 2 trespassers who broke into my yard, I told the dispatcher. They're refusing to leave, and the woman's threatening to damage my pool with a stone. Evelyn's bravado crumbled as sirens approached. She dropped the stone, but instead of leaving, she launched into a final gambit. You're making a mistake, she hissed. The police will see a big, intimidating black man threatening an elderly woman and her son. They'll arrest you. Her attempt to weaponize racial bias was chilling, but I was ready. I've recorded everything, including your plan to lie to the police, I said. Let's see how that holds up. 2 officers arrived, Officer Daniels, an older white man, and Officer Brooks, a younger black man. Evelyn's face fell at the sight of Officer Brooks. Thank goodness you're here, she cried. This man's been threatening us. I handed over my phone. I've got 25 minutes of footage showing them trespassing, making threats, and using racial slurs. As the officers reviewed the video, Evelyn's lies unraveled. It's edited, she shouted, but Officer Daniels shut her down. This is continuous footage, ma'am. Are you saying he faked it in real time? Brandon, breaking under pressure, confessed. Officers, my mom's been planning this for weeks. She said we deserve the pool because we've lived here longer. I tried to stop her. Evelyn was arrested for trespassing, property damage, and terroristic threats. She faced up to 2 years in prison, a restraining order, and restitution for my broken gate. Brandon, visibly ashamed, apologized. I'm sorry, Mr. Harris. My mom's obsessed. I should have stopped her. The aftermath transformed Maple Lane. Neighbors shared their own stories of Evelyn's harassment complaints about garden decorations, house colors, even mailbox styles. Her arrest lifted a weight from the community, sparking block parties, a tool-sharing program, and a community garden. Brandon surprised me days later, knocking on my door. Can you give me a job? I want to pay for the damage and start over. Skeptical but intrigued, I hired him as a laborer. To my amazement, he showed up early, worked hard, and shed 60 pounds over 6 months. He moved out of his mother's house, enrolled in community college, and became an apprentice carpenter. Evelyn, meanwhile, served 14 months, losing early release for bad behavior. She never accepted responsibility, blaming everyone but herself. After prison, she bounced between apartments, racking up evictions and more arrests for similar antics. Brandon, now a licensed contractor, sold her house and used the proceeds to start Second Chances Construction, specializing in accessibility modifications. He married Lillian Gwynn, a physical therapist, and their nonprofit, Home Again, helped low-income families stay in their homes. 5 years later, my pool is the heart of neighborhood gatherings, a symbol of earned success and mutual respect. Brandon's daughter, Grace, plays with other kids during our barbecues, a living reminder of his redemption. Evelyn's appeal, claiming racial bias, was rejected, with the courts slamming her hypocrisy. As I float in my pool under the stars, I marvel at how standing my ground changed everything. Evelyn lost her freedom, her home, and her son's loyalty, while Maple Lane thrives. Brandon's journey from entitlement to purpose proves people can change, but only if they face consequences and seize opportunities. What do you think about this story? Have you ever faced injustice or violence in your own life? Should Michael have handled things differently, or was his firm stance the only way? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear your perspective on standing up to entitlement and prejudice. Let's get the conversation going.